everybody, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a get ready with me. I got some PR and I kind of want to play with it a little bit. And so we're going to do that and I'll show you what that is. I haven't actually opened them up and seen them in person. You know, I've seen it online, but I haven't seen it in person. So I'm kind of excited to give that a go. And other than that, I want to say that's pretty much the new stuff I want to try out today. Let's get going. Favorite makeup sponges, which are the e.l.f. sponges. I love these. These I'm not too fond of, unfortunately, but I do like them better. I guess. I do like them better when they are damp. They aren't so dense and silicone-y and slippery. But the unfortunate thing is I don't really like using a damp sponge on any of my makeup. But I am going to do it because honestly, I don't like the feel. So I'm going to go get this damp, really wring it out super well, and then I'm even going to put it in a towel and press it out. So let me do that. I'm always so amazed at how much bigger they get, you know, once obviously they're sponges, but look at that. So I really wrung this out, got it in a towel, and I pressed it out really well. I got this bottle of sponges for under $10 on Amazon. But again, I still don't like them as much as the e.l.f. And to be honest, those e.l.f. sponges, I want to say they're $6 a piece. So yes, that's the better deal over there, but you know. So I want to make a little announcement here in the beginning because I don't know how far I'm going to capture your attention. You know, I never know. So if you don't have an Instagram account, they're super easy to make. And if you like the Get Ready With Me's and that kind of thing, you might want to do that because I am going to start going live on Instagram and I'm going to be doing live Get Ready With Me's, live just off the cuff kind of things. It's going to be very random. And I just thought it would be something that would be fun because honestly, I think until I'm able to buy, I'm not going to set this in stone because I have been wanting to go live for a long time. It's just that my camera is not a mirrorless camera, which you have to go through an application through another sort of live, Ecamm Live, which is my favorite, way to go live is going through Ecamm and then it puts it out to YouTube. A lot of fun things you can do on Ecamm. But it still has to go through this application since I don't have a mirrorless camera and it's not reliable. It'll go down. So I don't know. That's why I am dragging my feet and going live because I remember what a pain in the rear it was. We had so much fun going live and I tried to make it more into a little show. I had a lot of different segments that we would do for the most part and it was fun. It was fun for me and everyone else seemed to enjoy it. But my Instagram is just going to go right through Instagram. So it's nothing fancy, but I will be doing that from time to time and hopefully on a more regular basis. Still, YouTube is my number one channel. This is dear to my heart. This is absolutely going to be my top and first priority. Absolutely. I just really miss going live with you guys. I feel like we have this connection that we just, can't get through not going live. So I don't have near as big of a following over there on Instagram. So I know it's going to be a very small group, which can actually be kind of fun. So just follow me on Instagram. It's still Jill in Beauty Therapy. Make sure you follow and make sure you do some sort of alert so you know when I'm going live because they will probably be last minute things. I will try to definitely plan as much as I can. I just wanted to warn you because they are going to be starting soon. So I think since I haven't worn this in a while, I'm going to be using the Fora. I really don't know how to pronounce that. I've heard it pronounced all kinds of different ways. And really the biggest drawback with this is they do not have a big color selection at all. And unfortunately for me, it means somewhere in the middle is where I land. and this is too light. I tend to use just this one all over my face, but it is too light. And this one is just too orange, and it's just a pain in the rear. So, but today I do like the way it looks. The finish is beautiful. It is a beautiful product. I just hope you have better luck with finding a match than I do. So I'm going to mix these, I think, on the back of my hand. Definitely shake these up really well. That pigment tends to settle, so really shake it up really well. If you have a peachy, I'm going to go a little more with this lighter color, hopefully cut that orange a bit. If you have a sort of peaches and cream complexion, I think this line will fit you really nicely. They even have a color, I think it's called peachy or just peach or the word peach, however is in it. It's still going to be a little. I'm going to go ahead and get this on my sponge. But it's worth trying. It really is, because it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. I have my skincare on. I have my sunscreen on. Gosh, look at it. Isn't that a pretty finish? The coverage is definitely medium. This is buildable, so you can wear it as light or as heavy as you want. It really is a nice product. It really is. I have not broken out from it. It wears nice all day long. I mean, it really does. So that's why I really wish that I didn't have to struggle so much with getting a color that, works. My concealer game is, I can tell I'm ready to tweak things a little more as I'm aging. And I'm finding myself gravitating toward more of the lighter serums that may not, because of that, may not have the best coverage. I know I'm ready for that trade-off, I think. It's like I'm it's usually the coverage, and I'm hoping that it's not going to be really heavy. And I do love the Lancome Idol concealer. But even that nowadays, I don't know, I'm looking for something just a little more serum-like and lighter, something similar to the foundation here, actually. It's like, well, Jill, just use the foundation on your eyes. I could do that. I don't tend to do that, but this particular foundation doesn't really have any actives that would prevent me from wanting to use that around my eye tissue. Because you have to remember, foundations aren't formulated necessarily for around the eye tissue. So you got to be careful with what you do there. But I don't know. It definitely helps. But I don't know. I guess I could try. Let me try something. Yeah, I do want to preface this definitely by saying that I do not normally put foundation around my eyes. I just let the concealer do that. But this foundation, I don't know, maybe we'll see a little bit of an exception. So I'm going to go in with the lighter of the two, and I'll put down below what colors these are, in case you kind of have a similar complexion. I've never done this, so I'm not sure how this is going to wear during the day, or if it's going to cause problems, or if it's going to make my eye tissue look dry and worse. I don't know. I would doubt it, only because I feel like it is a fairly hydrating formula. I'm using very little, very little. That's one thing about this, is a little goes a long way, even with the foundation. And you'll have to kind of experiment with how much coverage you want with it. Okay, so they reached out to me, and I went to their website and looked. I thought, oh my God, this, I love packaging. And I thought it looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm like, yes, I will. I would love to try this. Let me put my glasses on. I'm feeling I'm going to need those. Ooh, these glasses are very dirty. Florasis I think that sounds pretty. No idea if that's right. Florasis, I think sounds really pretty. Yes. So we have a cream blush. Again, I haven't opened these up. Still in the plastic. A cream blush. We have a tinted airbrushed pressed powder, which I'm not big on those, as I just mentioned. Into the Wild palette. So we're going to take a look at that. And we have a satin liquid lipstick, which I'm not a big liquid lipstick fan either, but we're gonna try it. And they also sent me these really pretty sort of clips. They're very heavy. I mean, these would not go in my hair. They would just fall right out. But I want to look at them, and it would be pretty maybe in some of my helper hair, because they are gorgeous. They are rather heavy. And they are kind of a clip, so you can like roll your hair up maybe, clip it in. And this one is a different design. I actually really like this. This is pretty. This is part of this whole vibe, if you will, of this collection. Look at this one. It almost looks like suede. It also feels a little like leather. Really pretty though. But yeah, I mean, literally, I would have to have my helper hair. Okay, so let's get to opening these so we can take a look. Okay. So we are gonna, again, I am a sucker for collections and packaging, because I do collect palettes, so that's really pretty. All right. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Beautiful. So you can tell, I think, by the stamp design that this is an Asian company. So we have the whole theme going on here. It looks powdery, but maybe it's like a powdery, creamy thing. Peony Dream Cream Blush. It's not cream. I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's take a look at this. This is the tinted pressed powder. Tinted. I'm kind of curious about this. Same thing we got going on here. Okay, that'll work with my skin. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that'll be, I will use it, because I really am curious about this whole thing here. And the last thing we're going to take a look at is this, which is Sacred Warmth is the color of this liquid lip. Let me take a good look at this. Oh yeah, this looks very pretty. Okay, so we have, I already see, we have this really sort of metallic-y champagne going on here. So I'm gonna take that on my pinky. I'm gonna give you an honest, we're gonna, so what I'm looking for is, I know this sounds weird, but it can be real chalky, real powdery. It makes a very mottled end product. Your look's gonna look chalky and mottled. So I want something that isn't like that. I'm gonna see what we got when it comes to payoff here. Oh, very pretty. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I also don't want surprises. Like, I want it to look like it does in the palette on my eye. And sometimes colors will turn on me instantly. And that's very pretty. Very pretty. It doesn't feel particularly like that buttery, even though it's powder. You may know what I'm talking about. A lot of my Anastasia palettes are like, they're very buttery. I just can't explain to you what I mean by that in words. It's something you feel. It's not literally like butter, but it's smooth and easy to blend, and it just goes on really nice. So I'm not necessarily feeling that with this so far. Okay. As for, I feel like, this one is fairly matte. I might use that as my transition color. So I'm going to show you that one here in a minute. Hold on. I'm going to go in with the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy. This is A503. It's a very fluffy, soft dome brush. And I'm going to see, I don't know, this may not be dark enough. We'll take a gander. I'm going to go in with this caramel color here, very light, caramely color right here. Hopefully that wasn't too blurry. I'm going to load this up, and I'm going to load it up again. Yeah, I would say this is matte because I'm not seeing a lot of matte colors in here. Pretty. The color story is, again, I feel like, I know this is, you know, definitely an Asian design and brand, but it's giving me like New Mexico kind of vibes, Arizona, the desert, just really pretty siennas and gem colors, and, you know, I don't know, that's what I'm getting. So pretty for summertime. Even fall. Ooh, yeah, this would be pretty for fall. Okay, let's swatch. This is going to be full on copper. It's gorgeous, but I don't think I'm going to be using this today. I do want to swatch this. It is definitely a bright sienna orange going on. I have to be careful with oranges, because this is truly orange. But I do think if I go in with, you know, something like this, and I definitely have to try this color in this look somewhere, so that's going to happen. So I think I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go here, because this probably would go okay with what I'm wearing, as long as it doesn't go crazy and just, you know. BK Beauty, really, it's most of my collection. They're my favorite. They really are my favorite. And I do have a discount code for them, I believe, a 15% off all the time. So if they happen to not be having a sale, use it. They spoil you. Once you try this brand of brushes, you will then realize the difference between super great makeup brush and one that's not so super great, and then you'll start weeding them out. I have thrown a few away that I just don't use anymore since I've transitioned to BK Beauty. So this is, again, the collab Angie Hot and Flashy with BK Beauty, and this is A503. Is that right? No, this is A502. So I'm going to go in with that sienna. This is definitely not matte, but I'm going to intensify down here a little lower. Really kind of more in my natural crease line. I'm just kind of laying it above my eyeball there and let it deposit that pigment right in there. Loading up in between and knocking it off until it gets that intensity that I'm looking for, and that will vary with all of you, what kind, you know, how intense you want each color to be, where you feel comfortable. I'm going to take this is the one that I've designated as my blending brush. Soften. Now I'm going to go into the packing brush, and I'm going to go into this cocoa brown color. Really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to start right here and tap it. Very soft. These are very soft colors, but yet they're buildable. I'm actually pretty impressed. All right, I'm now gonna take this and I'm gonna kind of go straight up with it, and I'm gonna take it, I'm not gonna bring it all over that sort of sienna orange color. So I'm gonna bring this up. All right. Okay. I'm just thinking. It's 2:04. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Oh, do I want to? I'm thinking. I'm going to take it here first. I'm going to do a little bit of kind of contouring with this color that we started this look with, and I'm going to take it underneath here. I definitely tap it on because, again, my tissue is very movable. So what that does is it kind of gives a little bit of a shadow, and I bring it down, you know, kind of below where your lashes would touch. Now I'm going to go in with sort of this dark chocolate. And I'm just going to kind of connect it here. So right out of the gate, it's like it doesn't have necessarily that bang of pigment, but that would bother me if it wasn't for the fact that these are buildable. They don't blend away and you got to start over again. I would have a problem with that if that were the case, but it is definitely buildable. When I use my little blender, it doesn't take away all that pigment that I'm trying to put on there. All right. Okay, so we've got this beautiful emerald sort of green going on. So let me load my smudger again. I wiped it off before I did this, tapping it off. And so I'm gonna see what the payoff of this is, because in my head, I want it to be great. And that's not what's happening. Darn it. Okay, well, there is my first disappointment. But I'm gonna take my pinky and see if we get a little more payoff, because I want it to look like this on my eye. So I'm gonna, okay, wow, okay, that's actually quite pretty, but definitely use your finger for this. Very sparkly, more loose sparkles than expected, and I'm not a big fan of that, but I have to say this is gorgeous. But yeah, it definitely has a lot of loose, kind of sparkly stuff going on there. Very pretty, but I don't like the loose sparkles because I don't want them getting in my eye. But this would be such a pretty one. I'm gonna have sparkles now all over the top. This would be very pretty for summer. I can just imagine the sun playing with this. So that's it for that. Okay, I'm just thinking, do I want a tight line? Do I want a waterline? I think I am gonna waterline. I haven't done that in a while. With a dark brown. And I think I'll also do the same color too in my upper lashes. So yeah, I think I will do that. All right, so I'm in a tight line and waterline. This is a L'Oreal eyeliner. These are so creamy and they're lovely for tight lining and waterlining with. So let's do that. Do like to scrub it under there, under the lashes. It's kind of a cheater way to line. I feel like that bit that we put there, that deep sort of green, that isn't giving me that payoff that I really love, but it's very iridescent. It's very pretty. And I feel like it will still be pretty to waterline with this one here. So this is, again, L'Oreal, and I'm gonna waterline with this. If you have blue eyes, you need to have this in your arsenal and use it in your waterline, because it will make those blue eyes pop like nobody's business. Right. I am now going to do my mascara and my eyebrows, and I will join with you. I will come back to you shortly. Oh God. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is, before I try this setting powder, because, oh gosh, I haven't used a setting powder for so long. Which one is it? Oh, this one here. Yeah, I'm really afraid to use this, only because I really love the finish that I have, but I want to try it. I don't think I'm going to be as bold, though, and use this. I think that's just going to be just so much. So I'll use like a big powder brush and just whisk it around. But yeah, I think I'll do that now, actually. So, and then we'll try out the last two in this collection. So I'm going to use the BK Beauty 102, and I'm just going to load it up. Maybe it'll brush away some of those sparkles. Okay. It's pretty. It is definitely, it is quite finely milled. So, you know, I'm not seeing it sort of on my skin and settling in the little tiny lines and the bigger lines. So, you know, it's quite nice. Will I be using it? Probably not, just because I don't use powders really anymore, but it's very pretty. I like using the duo fibers, the ones that have the little fibers here, and then this is a little tiny bit more dense, when I want a really light, just to go in really light with my blushes. So that's what I'm going to do here. It's very powdery, so yeah, I swear that was a lot. So I'm going to even brush that off here. Tap it. I'm just gonna go in light with it. It's definitely matte, which isn't a favorite of mine, but I must say it's a pretty color. It is pretty. I was afraid it was going to be really orange, and it is it's pretty. I'm going to put it across my nose. But you know I'm going to have to do something to sort of glow up my complexion, because it looks, I don't know, a lot of you prefer more of a matte all-around look, but it's definitely not for me. And with that pressed powder and now a pretty matte blush, which, by the way, I'm loving the color of this blush, I must say. It's pretty. It definitely warms up the look. Very pretty. Okay, I'm going to stop there with that. I won't do anything else until I'm done with the lips. Well, I'm going to do the best I can. I need to find my little sharpener for these. This is Iconic Nude Charlotte Tilbury, the Lip Cheat pencil. Jeez, I went a little crazy. You guys, I don't do liquid lips. I hope this is more like a gloss than anything, but let's go ahead and give this a go. I probably will put a topper over the top of it, but let's do this. It's a pretty color. It's gonna highlight all my dry lips. So if you see little there and there, that's my dry skin. It's easy to apply. It feels good. It's not sticky at all. Oops. Let me just kind of get that a little bit. Really got to tuck in the bottom, especially on the bottom lip and the top for that matter. Otherwise it accentuates my, resting witch face and being nice here and this whole thing. So I can't, I have to be careful there. Okay. Gorgeous foundation that I used on this look, but it is a bit light and I feel like I'm just very pale under all of this. So I'm going to actually warm this whole thing up a bit, and I am going to do a little something to liven up this matte thing that I got going on. But my overall impression of this line is it is pretty. The color story, if this is your thing, I think, you would not be disappointed. I think they're pretty. I mean, I really like how the eyes turn out. They did a great job with that blush color. It just pulls the whole thing together. And it is very, very pretty. So I'm really not disappointed in it at all. And as for the pressed powder, I think it's lovely. It's just I don't use pressed powder. But it's not I'm not saying anything bad about the actual formula of it. I think it's pretty. Yeah. This liquid lip is lovely. It is not sticky, which has always been my thing with them. With liquid lips, sometimes they are very sticky and you feel like you have something on your lips and it's just, I really can't tell anything's on my lips. It's just that they tend to be very matte, so I'm gonna have to change that up. But I just wanted to stop and give you my little feedback. I think this is pretty. The color story is gorgeous. And the packaging, is a neat thing to have laid out, on your makeup table. I think that they really put a lot of thought in that, and it's quite pretty. And I am a sucker for that. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to warm up my complexion a bit, and I'm going to put some glow. I got to have it. I got to have the glow. Sorry, I know some of you might say that I actually like this matte thing going on here, because you never see it on me hardly, I know. But what I'm going to do, so I'm going to grab my Jones Road here. I bought just about every color this comes in quite a long time ago, beginning of last year probably. And I am going to talk about it, the positives, the negatives, the things I don't like about it, the things I love about it. I will be doing that because I've had many of you request that I do that. And it really is something that I obviously bought this to do something. I just wanted to live with it for a while, just to learn how to make it work for me. And it's very unique, which I love about it. But anywho, I went ahead and grabbed the Magic Hour. So we're going to activate that pigment. You really do have to dig into it. You just don't be afraid. At first you're like, I don't want to ruin it, but you just really need to dig into it to activate that, get that sort of, I don't know, I guess you can call it a waxy top. I'm not sure, but you really do need to do that. Otherwise you're just not going to get much pigment. And then I am going to put this really on these two fingers here. I'm going to put this right up here. It's just going to give me a bit of a warmth and glow. I'm even going to put this on my lip. Now I am going to wipe off my finger because I don't want my lipstick to get on my face. And I'm going to grab some, and I'm going to, again, just kind of, this is how I've been doing it. And I'm going to run this kind of right here on top. I'm going to do this on the top of my nose, and just kind of right in here. You don't want to move it around because, like me, I'm using it on top of my makeup. I'm gonna put some here. You can go over the top with this really fast, so just be aware of that. You kind of have to experiment with it. I have definitely gone over the top with it because that's what I do. So yeah, you do kind of have to experiment with it. And then I like taking a sponge. Once I kind of got it where I want it to be, and then I'm just going to kind of tap any, you know, just kind of tap it in. I'm not moving it at all. I'm just over the top. And now I have that finish that I really like. Plus, if it did kind of take away some of your foundation, you can take the sponge and really kind of re-blend it if you need to. I will see you guys back here in a little bit, and we will wrap this up. Okay, I can't stand it. I'm gonna have to put a little bit of something in the center of my lip here. So I'm gonna use one of my favorite all-time lip toppers from back in the day, really, and they still make it. It's Skinny Dip by Jouer, and it's just this, what would you call this? A champagne with some gold in it, and it just makes these sort of little bit warmer colors pop, and I'm going to do that. Yes, this is a brand new one, so bear with me as I try to load this. Yep, I think it looks really nice with this whole thing we got going on. A little bit of gold, a little bit of, you know, that is indeed what we needed, I think. Yeah. So, I like how this turned out today. Okay, let me know what you think of my look today. And I had a lot of fun playing with this new makeup, as you know I love to play with makeup, so it's very exciting when I get something new. And I'm so happy to share it with you. It's always more fun for me knowing you're out there. But I won't know for sure who is unless you comment down below. So I hope you do. If you don't know what to say, just let me know what you thought about today's look. And I will see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye-bye.